Okay, let's add a seagull by going to the Entity tool, then NPC Seagull. We'll place him here. Then let's double click on him. First, let's turn him about the right direction. Next, he needs a name. There's nothing wrong with Seagull. So hit apply, and that's all we have to do here. Now let's create a path for him the same way, using path corners. Just place it there in front of him. Then once you've placed the first one, use select and double click on it so you can name it. I'm going to call this Flight Path. Then apply and close. Now same deal as before, just hold down Shift and drag it. And now I'm going to switch to a different view so I can raise it up off the ground. Now I'll just keep making more path corners and adjusting them until I have a good flight path. Now while I'm doing this, you should know that you can make your seagull walk and hop along the ground using the same method we used for the cop. But in order for it to fly, we have to do things slightly differently, which is the reason for me showing you this in the first place. As you can probably tell, flight paths are more of an annoyance since you have to adjust them in all 3 dimensions as opposed to just 2 on the ground. It makes me wonder if I'll live to see interface controls like in the movies Minority Report or Johnny Mnemonic. Those looked awesome. Both of those movies are kinda so-so, but they have some neat science fiction gadgets in them. Okay, getting closer. Okay, now that that's done, we need to go back to the trigger to start this. We don't even need an AI scripted schedule for the seagull here. So double click on the trigger and go to Outputs again. And we're going to click on Add. On trigger, target entity named Seagull will fly away. And for the parameter, we need to enter in the name of the first point on that path, which is Flight Path. Apply, close. And now when we run this, our cop will walk in a loop and our seagull will take off flying. So let's do that. Go to File, Save As. I'm calling this Motion 2. Save. Then File, Run Map. Okay. Did you know that if you were exposed to a vacuum, like in outer space, you could survive for about 1.5 minutes? You'd probably lose consciousness after about 10 seconds or so, but it wouldn't be instant death like you might think. There's actually an instance back in the 60s where a NASA technician got caught in an accidental decompression and was exposed to a vacuum for about 30 seconds before they were able to get him out. It knocked him unconscious to be sure, but when he came to, he was more or less okay afterwards. Before he blacked out, he did recall the saliva on his tongue boiling away. Okay, let's run this. Whoa, our seagull's looking a little drunk there. He made it though. Now our cop's walking in a loop. And actually, his motion looks a little bit wooden for that. That's because we probably could have used more path corners. The more you have in a curve, the smoother the end result will look. But for now, it gets the job done. So let's head back to Hammer for method 3.